Record and share the screen. Section 2. Okay, share. Okay. Can you see this file? Can you see these two slides? Check. Okay, can you see these two slides? And then can you see the wolf? Can you see this wolf? Yeah, what is that? Can you see this wolf? Can you see this? Cute. Wolf? Wolf cute. Okay, good. So then we talk a little bit about management. Okay, so management. And probably you may remember that we talk a little about the Sanchez art of war, strategy management. Okay, strategy management we talk, and that was summarized in here. And no matter what, strategy management paradigm, okay, that tells about how to win, okay. That's the purpose of the strategy books. However, we totally dependent. The strategy management was started based on the small book. That book name was Art of War. Art of War. The original name of the Art of War in Chinese is Sun Tzu Bing Ba. Okay, and where that book was written? Shandong? No. Where that book was written? Chat. Okay, so chat. Where that book was written? Near to Zhejiang, Suzhou, Shanghai, Zhejiang area. Okay. That book, Insight, give us a very important message. And what is the essence of that book? What is the purpose of the book? The book give us an insight. Please win without fighting. The purpose of the goal, the purpose of the strategy, the goal of the strategy is to win without fighting. Because if we open the fire, if we start fighting, we will lose money, we will lose people. Even though we may win over enemy, but that's a winning? No. So best strategy is we must be able to win without fighting. Clear? Okay. So then, according to Art of War, how to win without fighting? We just create and we just sustain one thing. We just create one. What are those? They are 5 elements. And actually, that was conceptualized as competitive advantage by the Michael Porter. But originally, that competitive advantage concept was composed by 5 elements. 5 elements. What are those 5 elements? 5 elements. Here. Can you see that? Here. Yeah. Dao, Tian, Di, Zhang, Ba. 5 elements. That 5 element, when we have a more higher moral standard and moral power, we can have a win. And when we have a advantage of the weather or the advantage of the environment, the external environment, we have a chance to win. And absolutely, when we have more resources from the earth, okay, so we have a more chance to win. And absolutely, when we have a better manager, better leadership, okay, absolutely, we have a chance to win. And doctrine or discipline or rule, trust, we may have a chance to win. Absolutely. This is what we're looking for. Those 5 elements is conceptualized as competitive advantage. Strategy management is nothing but we want to create a competitive advantage and we want to sustain that competitive advantage. That will give us a chance to win without fighting. Okay? Good. So that is that. And we talk a little about the system. We manage people by using the system. What is a system? System must have an input. Okay, maybe you can see this. Okay. Can you see that? Okay. Yep. Okay. whatever. Okay. There is an input and there must be output. And then between the input and output, we proceed something, we process, okay? And that is surrounded by environment, and that we call that is a system. Input, transform the process and the output, and there must be a feedback something, okay? We call this iterative, this repetitive. Doing something continually is system. System, okay? So organization or the group of people, we manage the system. We manage people, we manage money based on the system. So we call that is a systems approach. Systems approach. Okay, so then why we need to be able to manage small things? And then many are very skeptical. Okay, hey, professor, hey, Jerry, I am nothing. I just manage, I just control small amount of money, and I just be able to control something small, tiny people. And even though I try my best, and I cannot change anything. So anybody just think about it, okay? But unfortunately, in the system's perspective, okay, we have a positivity, we have a better understandings about it, why we need to make a small effort to manage big things. Is that possible? Yes, that is possible, because we have the system. Human organization, business is controlled and managed by system. There must be an input, there must be the output, and then we do something iteratively. Good. That is a process. That is a system. We manage the management system. That is a management information system. Management system. Organization is a system. Okay. Good. Then why we need to make effort, even though that is a small effort, but why we have to try that? We will see that. We will see that. And this is the case of the Yellowstone Park wolf. For more than 70 years, Yellowstone Park was totally embarrassed. And because when human race came to the Yellowstone Park, and we killed a lot of the wolves, we killed a lot of the large animals, and suddenly that Yellowstone Park totally lost the vitality, and many animals disappeared, and the river is getting dirty, and the many things were totally embarrassed. That happened. Human killed Yellowstone Park. And however, in the 1980s, until the 1980s and 90s, we tried our best to recover those ecosystems, but we failed, unfortunately. So then we studied about how we can revitalize that ecosystem. Okay, Yellowstone Park, we want to manage, we want to invite more animals, we want to revitalize that ecosystem. Manage. How we can manage that? Okay, so we made a lot of effort. Okay, so we try to implant a lot of the trees, and we try to implant a lot of the resources in there, and we want to make a lot of the something. But however, everything was failed. Absolutely. Okay, we failed. And however, in the beginning of the 21st century, a few number of the ecologists, a few number of the smart guys, and a few number of the stupid environmentalists, and they bring a very strange idea. They brought a very strange idea. Hey, what will happen if we introduce a herd of the wolves, just to 12 wolves, in the big, large Yellowstone Park? Yellowstone Park is really large, and that is bigger than the Wenzhou city and the Hangzhou city. And we just introduced one herd of the wolves at the Yellowstone Park, and then that will fix some problem. That sounds crazy. That sounds ridiculous. That sounds totally strange. And that's tiny, minor, just 12 wolves can change something. Everybody was skeptical. But something was happening. Oh, we had nothing to lose, but so then we just try. Okay, there are a few number of the risk, but however, we can try something. Just to 12 numbers of the wolves, and that's nothing. And if something is wrong, okay, maybe we can kill them all. Possible. Okay, so then we try to introduce wolf at the Yellowstone Park. Then something happened. Okay, can you see the video? Message, direct message. Sorry, I am late for, okay, that's fine. Okay, okay, that's fine. Okay, can you see the video? Okay, so that we will listen. That will be fun. Okay, when we introduce just 12 numbers of the wolves at the big, large Yellowstone Park in the ecosystem, what happened?
One of the most exciting scientific findings of the past half century has been the discovery of widespread trophic cascades. A trophic cascade is an ecological process which starts at the top of the food chain and tumbles all the way down to the bottom. And the classic example is what happened in the Yellowstone National Park in the United States when wolves were reintroduced in 1995. Now, we all know that wolves kill various species of animals, but perhaps we're slightly less aware that they give life to many others. Before the wolves turned up, they'd been absent for 70 years. That the numbers of deer, because there was nothing to hunt them, had built up and built up in the Yellowstone Park, and despite efforts by humans to control them, they'd managed to reduce much of the vegetation there to almost nothing. They'd just grazed it away. But as soon as the wolves arrived, even though they were few in number, they started to have the most remarkable effects. First, of course, they killed some of the deer, but that wasn't the major thing. Much more significantly, they radically changed the behavior of the deer. The deer started avoiding certain parts of the park, the places where they could be trapped most easily, particularly the valleys and the gorges. And immediately those places started to regenerate. In some areas, the height of the trees quintupled in just 6 years. Bare valley sides quickly became forests of aspen and willow and cottonwood. And as soon as that happened, the birds started moving in. The number of songbirds and migratory birds started to increase greatly. The number of beavers started to increase because beavers like to eat the trees. And beavers, like wolves, are ecosystem engineers. They create niches for other species. And the dams they built in the rivers provided habitats for otters and muskrats and ducks and fish and reptiles and amphibians. The wolves killed coyotes, and as a result of that, the number of rabbits and mice began to rise, which meant more hawks, more weasels, more foxes, more badgers. Ravens and bald eagles came down to feed on the carrion that the wolves had left. Bears fed in it too, and their population began to rise as well, partly also because there were more berries growing on the regenerating shrubs. And the bears reinforced the impact of the wolves by killing some of the calves of the deer. But here's where it gets really interesting. The wolves changed the behavior of the rivers. They began to meander less. There was less erosion. The channels narrowed, more pools formed, more riffle sections, all of which were great for wildlife habitats. The rivers changed in response to the wolves. And the reason was that the regenerating forests stabilized the banks so that they collapsed less often, so that the rivers became more fixed in their course. Similarly, by driving the deer out of some places and the vegetation recovering on the valley sides, there was a soil erosion because the vegetation stabilized that as well. So the wolves, small in number, transform not just the ecosystem of the Yellowstone National Park, this huge area of land, but also its physical geography. Scientific find.
Okay, that was happened in the Yellowstone Park. Okay, it takes around 7 years, and however, within 10 years, when we introduce just a few number of the wolves at the Yellowstone Park, wolves change the behavior of the deer. Deer changed their behavior and they ran away from the vegetation, and the vegetation is getting more flourishing. When we have more vegetables and the grasses and some root and the small trees, small animals comes. When the small animals comes, okay, more animals and the bird and the beavers and the more small and the larger animals who want to prey the small animals comes. Ecosystem is getting revitalized. When the ecosystem getting better and getting healthy and getting the normalized and getting healthier, river changed their behavior. Then all ecosystem of the Yellowstone Park was totally getting better. Just small changes of something draw the largest impact. Because that is a system, especially for the open system. Okay? That's the dynamics of the open system. And that kinds of the behavior, that kinds of the effect is explained by the butterfly effect. Maybe you've heard about the chaos theory. Have you ever heard about the chaos theory? Chaos theory. Okay. In the chaos theory, and the chaos theory comes from the systems theory. And among the many kinds of the different systems approach, there is a nonlinear system dynamics. I was one of the nonlinear system dynamic controller and the engineer. In the chaos system, okay, in the chaos theory, the butterfly effect is the sensitive dependence on the initial conditions in which a small changes in one state of a deterministic nonlinear system can result in large differences in a later state. For example, when a small butterfly made a winging in the Beijing, 1 or 2 days later, New York City will have the large storm. Wow, small butterfly wing make a tremendous difference in the New York City weather. Possible. Even though that is a very small changes of something, even though there is a small effort, even though there is a small something, okay? That small changes, that small effort, that small control, that small management can make a dramatic difference in results. We call that is a butterfly effect. So every meaningful management effort is meaningful. It can make a big change. That is the reason why we're very sensitive, why we're very careful, why we need to be very considerate, why we need to do something whenever we have a chance. Okay? Absolutely, that is necessary. Okay, management, important. any small effort, any small management effort can make a big difference. We know that. We know that. We know this kind of insight from the open system. Yosemite, Yellowstone Park, just 12 numbers of the wolves changed whole ecosystem of the Yellowstone Park. Right? So we need to never stop to do something. Okay, good. Okay, so that is systems approach of the management. So then we learned this kind of, we covered the first step. Okay, so that is the first introduction of the management. Okay, so we learned about it, the basic things of the management. Then from now on, okay, we are heading to the problem solving, especially for the business problem solving, managerial management problem solving. Okay, and what will be our profession when we graduate? What will be our profession? Where is it? What will be your profession? What will be our profession? Yeah. What we are becoming? What? What? Everybody. Send it to everybody. Yo, everyone in the meeting. Yo, profession. What is our profession? We are becoming what? Can you see me? Exactly. Okay. We are becoming a business problem solver. Thank you. Sylvia, thank you. We are becoming a business problem solver. Okay. That means we must be good at business problem solving. Right? Oh, absolutely. We must be good at business problem solving. Okay, so how we can solve our business problem? Absolutely, there are tons of different ways to solve many different and very complex business problems. Accounting, finance, whatever. Okay, and the technology, a lot of methods. There are tons of thousand different problem-solving methods, business analytics, mathematical something, quantitative blah, blah. Yeah, I know. And then I know that the more than 100 different kind of the business problem approaches. Okay, so can we learn those kind of the totally different business problem solving techniques? No. Oh, it is impossible. That's not possible. Unfortunately, that's not easy. That's not possible. I know. But fortunately, we have a golden rule. We have a standard. We have the best practice in business world. I will share that. Okay. So, Principles of Management, Module 3, Business Problem Solving Tools. Absolutely. Yep. Yeah. Get out. Oh, no. Okay. 8. Okay. Yeah. Oh, no. Computer. Okay. Well, I shared. Give me a second. Can you see me? Okay. I shared the file. I shared the file at the WeChat. Did you get it? Okay. And absolutely, I shared the file. You can access to the, okay, I shared the file at the Google Classroom. Okay. And those are my, no, that's Dr. Choi's, no, Dr. Choi's essence of business problem solving tools. Okay. And yeah, I was a business consultant. And I was trained as I was trained as a business problem solver. And then at the business consulting industry, I was a business consultant. And in the business consulting industry, and we have tons of thousands of business problem solving tools. Okay. Out of many business problem solving tools, okay, and I choose the most essential tools. I choose a few number of the essential tools that I love and that I used, and I frequently used those kind of tools in order to address the business problem solving. And that is a summary of the file. Okay, so I share that around the 50 different tools, and that is all mine. Okay, however, mainly those kind of tools come from the McKinsey Business Consulting, McKinsey, and the BCG, and the Anderson, and the many KPMG, and many other business problem solving tools. Okay, and probably it costs around the $10,000, more than $10,000. I share that, okay? Anyway, so I summarized and then I archived, and then that is my best tools to address the business problem solving. So maybe you can use this kind of tools to address the specific business problems, okay? So that's the reason why I want to introduce these business problem solving tools. Okay, and also I will introduce a few number of the processes how you can solve these problems in a better way. What is the management? The definition of the management is a process of getting things done effectively and efficiently through and by people. Okay, to get things done effectively and efficiently. Okay. Absolutely. I want to complete your business problem solving in a better way, okay? In a right way. Okay? These tools will help you. Absolutely, these tools will help you. Because this is one of the most popular standard of the business problem solving, okay? And absolutely, I will share that. I will introduce tools and processes one by one. Okay, probably 1 or 2 weeks, and then until the first exam, I will introduce how you can use these tools to address the business problem solving. This is a fundamentals, and this is principles. So this is a basic of the businesses. Okay, so if you keep these rules, you will minimize your mistake. I bet. Okay. And this is one of the most popular. This is one of the standard of the business world. Okay, good. That's it. So can you get it? So we will go forward. I will share that. Where is the share screen? One by one. Okay. Can you see the first page? Can you see the first page? So what are the business problems? Absolutely, when we are becoming a business problem solver, okay. Could you send the last file on the go? Yeah, I did. Okay, I already did that. Yeah, I did that. I think so. That's already in there. Okay, so then you can download that file, or you can download that at the WeChat group. 양도. Okay. Anyway, so we are becoming a business problem solver. Okay. And what is our business problems? Simple. I told that many times. Business. How we can make money? What is the purpose of business? We want to make money. Economics, business, whatever. Okay. Purpose of the business is making money. How we make money? We have only one way to make money. Okay. We want to increase revenue. We want to decrease cost. That's it. But how about that? That's easy? No, that's not easy. That is our problem. Okay, that is our problem. I want to increase revenue, but that's not easy. I want to decrease cost, but that's not easy. I want to increase price. I want to increase volume at the same time. Is it possible? According to the economics, they say, economics will say it is not possible by nature. But business, we should be able to make it happen. We want to increase price, we want to increase volume at the same time. Oh, that's our goal. That's the way to increase revenue. That's our job. That's our profession. That's our problem. Okay. We are not economists. We are business. It's different. We are not economists. Cost. Absolutely. That is composed with the natural resource or the human resource. Resource, cost. On the other hand, there is operation or management cost as well. Oh, I want to decrease cost. However, can we decrease that the natural resource cost, natural gas price is going up, going down, going up? Can we reduce that? I hope. However, is it easy? No. Expenses, labor expenses, labor cost. The labor cost is getting up, getting down. Getting up. Absolutely. Salary is going higher. Can we manage that? Oh, we must be able to manage. And operation cost. Oh, absolutely, I want to reduce. How? How we can reduce the cost? Is it easy? Not easy. Is it a problem? Absolutely. That is our problem. That is our business problem. Got it? That's our problem. Okay, good. So in order to solve this kind of business problem, so what should we do as a business problem solver? We manage two things. We manage only two things. Okay. We manage what? We manage money, capital. We manage people, labor. Absolutely. We manage money. We manage people. That's what we are learning about at the management. You are learning about the principles of management. What we are manage? Money and people. That's it. In business school, what we are teaching, what we are talking, how to manage money, how to manage people. For what? In order to increase revenue, in order to decrease cost. That's it. That's it. No more, no less. It sounds clear. It sounds easy. It's easy to talk. Is it easy to do it? No. Unfortunately, not easy. That is the reason why we make a lot of money. If we solve the business problems, okay, so we make a lot of money. Yay. Exactly. Okay. So that is the basic understandings about the business problem solving. And I will introduce these things, okay? Essential tools for the business problem solving and how we, okay? So this is the processes of the how we can solve a problem, okay? Defining a problem, goal setting, external analysis, internal analysis, strategy HR, and the strategy formulation, action plan, communication, self-management tools. These are my introducing tools, business problem solving tools. That's it. As an engineer, okay, as an engineer, I use a lot of tools. As a medical doctor, they use a lot of tools in order to solve their problem. In order to solve the technical problem, I use a lot of tools, both calipers, or lading machine, drilling machine, or the welding machines. Yeah, absolutely. I use a lot of tools in order to fix people's the health problem, and the doctors use a lot of tools, drugs, operations, meds, and a lot of the robot arms, and they use a lot of tools. Don't you think that the business has a lot of tools we use? Absolutely, we use a lot of tools in order to solve our business problems. If we know well about it, how to use right tools, we can easily address that the business problems. So technically speaking, you are now learning about it, the language business language in order to use the right business solving tools. Okay, I am introducing these 9 dimensions of the tools. Okay, so I will let you have a toolbox. I will let you have a toolbox to address the business problems, and then you may need to play with this. You may need to play with this. Okay, exercise with these tools. That will really help you. Got it? Shall we go? Okay, so I am introducing these tools, 9 different types of the tools. Okay, good. So before starting or using a tools, okay, we start with the process. There must be the best way. There must be a right process. There must be the best, efficient, and effective way of doing to solve problems, to solve a business problem. Okay, and there are many different processes of something. But however, this directly comes from the McKinsey, the business consulting. And fortunately or unfortunately, I still think the best business problem solvers are the business consultants. Yeah, we work like crazy, and we are specialized for addressing the fundamental business problem solvings. We were trained like that. Okay, and we business consultant, we have a certain that kinds of the norm, business problem solving norm process we generally use. Okay, so I am sharing that insight. I'm sharing that knowledge with you. So first, in order to solve a business problem, we usually conduct 6 different steps, and then every step has a name and a title, and when we complete that kinds of the steps, we think something. Okay, we think something, we double check. So first, in order to solve a problem, we start with defining a problem. Okay, defining a problem. When we define a problem, we think of this. We must be able to think of who are the key decision makers. Who is the key decision maker? And the more directive word, who pay for you? Who pay for you? Okay? Who is the key decision maker? Who has the biggest power? And a long story short, who will pay for your salary? Who will pay for you? We solve for money. Okay? What? Okay, so we solve for money. We solve for money. So then, the money givers, the salary payers, they are our customer. Customer is king. So then, we'd better to solve for the customer, key decision maker. Oh, absolutely. You will get a lot of information from the direct context on a person in charge or the somebody. Okay, you will get a lot. But in the long run, in ultimate situation, at the final, you must meet the demand from the key decision maker who will pay for you, no matter what. So for the key decision maker, bring an idea. Who make your key decision maker happy? Please, okay? When you define the problem, please think, who is your key decision maker? We solve for our salary payer. Really, no matter what. Okay, serious, it's not easy. And I can tell, when we complete the project, when we complete the business problem solving, okay, so the more than 60 or the more than 70% of the time is consumed for the first step, define the problem. Really. It sounds strange. It sounds strange now because you never formulate your problem by yourself. And in your case, so far, your problem was given from others. Okay, so like professors give you a question and the schools give you a task or something, and you will just give, and your internship, the managers, or your parents give you a task without asking any kinds of the meaning something. However, in the real world, the problem will be given? No. Usually the problem is not defined, the problem is not given. You must be able to formulate, you must be able to define, you must determine what kinds of problem do you want to solve by yourself. Defining a problem is the key and the most important and the most time consuming and most exhausting, most terrible, most energy exhausting, and that goddamn process. We spend 60 or 70% of our time in order to define a right problem. Really. Oh, sure, absolutely. If we can define a problem, if we can define a right problem, the other processes, so step 2, step 3, 4, 5, 6, okay? The other processes are quite mechanistic. It's easy to do. We can do it quickly. Really, you can believe in me. If we can define the right question, okay, the other steps of the problem solving, it takes only 20% of something. Really, if you can define the right question. The others, you can find a way. It takes only 20 or 30% of time. Because that's quite mechanistic. We have tons of thousand ways of doing it. Don't worry. Okay. First, we will learn about how to define the problem. Okay, we have a few number of the tools to define a certain business problem. So I will introduce that. Second step is disaggregating the issue. Disaggregating the issue means, yeah, we define a big chunk of the problem. However, in order to solve this problem, we must be able to digest, and we must be able to make it smaller. We must be able to make it smaller that we can address. We call that is a disaggregate. Okay, disaggregate. Make it smaller. Make it smaller. Okay. When we do this kind of the disaggregating process, we must think of MISI. MISI. Check the MISI. There is a MISI, MEC, okay, MECE. MEC, MISI is those issues, those disaggregated issues must be mutually exclusive and collectively exhaustive. And this kind of concept come from the Barbara Minter around 40 years ago, and she was a McKinsey consultant. And she introduced this kind of the concept in order to train the business problem solvers, McKinsey consultant around 40 years ago. And simply, she introduced, if there is a big chunk of the big problem, okay, so we must be able to make it smaller. And however, when we make it smaller, issues that we can do something, okay? Mutually, the issues must be mutually exclusive. There must be no overlap. No overlap. That must be different. That must be exclusive. Okay? Exclusive. On the other hand, when we disaggregate all the issues and when we add up everything, that must be cover one, that big problem. When we collect everything, that must be exhaustive. When we add up everything, that must be cover the whole problem. So we call that is a discipline of the MISI, mutually exclusive, collectively exhaustive. Okay, we will learn about this kind of principles by using the logic tree concept. Logic tree, McKinsey logic tree. Okay, so we will learn that, logic tree. And when we disaggregate the issues, then according to the identified issues, then we develop the hypothesis and we set up our work plan in order to hack that issues. hypothesis. Maybe you are learning about it, the hypothesis formulation at the MGS2150. Okay. Hypothesis is we set up the most likely assumption, okay? Then we test that hypothesis. Probably that must be look like this, okay? If we increase that the price, the volume must be get down. Is it true? We must test. In order to test, okay? We set up the assumption. We set up those hypotheses. Then in order to test this hypothesis, we must make a plan, action plan, work plan. Okay, how you can do that? What kinds of data you will get, and how you can conduct those kind of things. We make a plan. Okay, we call that is the third steps of the develop hypothesis and the work plan. When we set up the hypothesis and the work plan, we must think what is the end product. What do you expect from those kind of the hypothesis testing? What is the end result? What do you expect from this conduct? Okay, so we will talk about it, hypothesis and work plan. Okay, good. Then when we set up the hypothesis and when we set up the work plan, okay, we do work. What kinds of work? We conduct critical analysis. Calculate, collect the data, and the hypothesis testing by using the statistics or the data management or the data something, business analytics, blah, 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 blah. And accounting something, ledger something, okay, problem. Sure, we conduct those kind of a critical analysis. Okay, good. And maybe many of you think that is most important. No, no, okay? Because we have tons of thousand tools and supporting materials and the supporting technologies. We have a laptop, we have a computer, we have artificial intelligence, we have a lot of the something, okay? That's not a big problem. If we define the problem, if you define the problem in a right manner, in the right way, okay, and if you set up the right plan, okay, if you set up the right hypothesis, conducting the analysis is quite mechanistic. It takes only 1 day or 2 days, no more than a week. I bet. Oh yeah, absolutely. That's not a big problem. Okay, it's easy, relatively easy. However, when we conduct a critical analysis, we must think of this 80-20 rule. 80-20 rule, frequently it is called like a Pareto rule. Okay, 80-20 rule, Pareto rule, because that Pareto rule comes from the Italian statistician and the Minister of the Finance, Economics, around 400 years ago, Firenze. Anyway, that the other minister and that Minister of the Finance, Economics, and he wanted to know what type of people and how many people owns that the national wealth. Who and how much people owns wealth? Okay, so then he was surprised. He was totally surprised. The wealth property ownership is totally biased. Only 20% of people have 80% of the national wealth. Only 20%. Only 20% of the people have more than 80% of the national wealth. And 80% of the people has only 20% of the wealth. Is it fair? Is it unfair? It is our human society, societal nature. This is our social nature. This is our human nature as an organization. Is a problem? No problem. Because when we collect more data from, not only for the Italy, the Pareto was the Italian, the Minister of the Economies, and however, he collected more data from the Spain, England, Germany, France, and Austria, and blah, 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 Belgium. And however, all around the world, okay, that 20% of people have 80% of the national wealth was universal. Regardless of the country, okay? Sure, okay. He was surprised and he introduced that. And he introduced that is a rule of the 80-20 rule, 20-80 rule, 80-20 rule. And he developed and he elaborated that finding into the more general management. And he identified only 20% of the root causes of the problem. Results in 80% of the problem. Only 20, only small numbers of the root causes of the problem, and that causes 80% of the different outcomes. So, do we need to address that every single problem? No, we don't have time. We don't have money. We don't have people. If we do not have enough money, if we do not have enough people, if we do not have enough time, we must invest on most effective problem issues. Okay? We'd better to focus on 20% of the root causes. We'd better to solve this 20% of the root causes in order to solve the 80% of problem. We call that is a Pareto rule. When we conduct a critical analysis, we must keep in mind we are addressing most critical problem causes, 20%. We cannot address every single thing, and we don't need that. We don't have time, we don't have money, we don't have people. So we must be very effective to choose, conduct 20% of the root causes. That's a step forward. Okay, good. So then we conduct this kind of the various business analysis and the external analysis, internal analysis, ROI analysis, benchmark analysis, leadership profile analysis, and the accounting analysis, ROIC analysis, financial analysis, accounting, managerial account, managerial something, MIS analysis, Excel something. Okay, we do every possible critical analysis, and we choose only 20% of the most problematic causes. Okay, we got it. We got it. We got the result. We have tons of thousand data. We have tons of thousand result data. We have tons of knowledge, data, information. We have the data. We have the information. We have knowledge. We get to know that. We got to know something. Nice. Then what should we do? We must bring the solution. Okay, we must bring the solution. Okay, in order to bring the solution, we must synthesize the findings. Oh, we have data, we have knowledge, we have information, we have something, we have. Then we must articulate, and we must massage, and we must build up, and we must synthesize the finding. We must synthesize the finding in order to formulate the solution, the right solution. Okay, sure. We must bring the solution. We must bring the right solution. And we may bring a few number of the several solutions. Well, probably we can bring the many good ideas or the many good solutions, something. Okay, many good strategies, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Then right now in this stage, in step 5, okay, we must be answer a very simple question. So what? What is the meaning of that solution? So what? Does it make sense? Your idea, your solution, does it make sense? For example, okay, maybe you want to increase revenue throughout by using the marketing, advertisement, and you conducted a lot of advertisement and the marketing research, and you conducted a lot of surveys, and you collect a lot of data, and your data tells you must your client must invest a lot of the advertisement in order to sell more revenue. Okay, and that means that your client must invest $1 million. Wow. Hey, client, if you invest $1 million, okay, maybe you can make more money. And you can make around the $500,000 if you invest $1 million. What? Isn't it sounds crazy? Isn't it sound strange? Your input must be $1 million. However, your increase of the revenue is around at the $500,000. You will lose $500,000 if you don't do anything. Oh, it happens a lot. Unfortunately, in business consulting, in business world, I can experience and I can hear those kind of the stupid ideas from the most smart people because they do not think of this. So what? What is the meaning of that? What is the idea of that? Does it make sense for the client? Is it help to address their business problem? Who will get the benefit? You must be able to answer this fundamental question. So what? Makes sense? Who get the benefit? Absolutely. Then if you can answer this simple question and the most provocative question, okay, I'm sorry, but however, this must be the most provocative question. Then we need to do the final thing as a business problem solver, okay? Yeah, if you are a key decision maker, okay, you don't need to do the step 6. But however, generally, we are not a key decision maker, but however, we are proposers and we just bring the ideas and we try to persuade our key decision maker. Okay, absolutely. That is the reason why we need to prepare powerful communication. Do you remember the Steve Jobs, the first presentation of the Apple iPhone? Hey, yep, iPhone. Yeah, iPhone. iPhone. When Steve Jobs introduced the first iPhone, okay, how he introduced that iPhone? He made a nice presentation. Okay. However, is that a presentation for knowledge sharing? No. He bring a lot of different scenarios and he used a storytelling and he used a slide to support his storytelling. He told the story to persuade people. Is quite persuasive? Absolutely. Many people are totally love to listen his story. Why he brought that innovative product? iPod, computer, web browser. iPod, web browser, communication. Then we must be able to persuade people by using the powerful communication. That's our job. That's our job. So when we prepare the final communication, do we need to take care of the very nice, fancy PowerPoint? No. No. I want to have a more nice, fancy PowerPoint, but however, it's not much necessary. Okay. The purpose of the PowerPoint is we want to persuade our client. We must think of this. We must think our PowerPoint, our communication is clear, that hit the eyeballs, that's a bullseye, that hit the bullseye, and that's impactful. Does it make sense? Am I persuading? Is boring? Is essential? Is deserve to listen something? Sure, we need to think of that. So this is a general process. This is a general process of the business problem solving that come from the McKinsey, BCG, and the many business consulting industry. Okay, good. That is that. So then we will step on this kind of the 6 steps in order to solve many business problems. Okay, and especially for the business problem solving. Okay, absolutely, we have more specific. We have more specific business problem solving processes. That is here. The general processes is not much different, but however, we have more specific processes as a business problem solver. Okay. First, defining a problem. When we define a problem, okay, absolutely, we must be specifically define what is the key strategy issues, what are the goals and the objective of the business, and what is the criteria for the success we consider when we really do the practical business. Okay. And we conduct analysis, critical analysis. Then, as a business problem solver, we conduct 2 different types of the analysis. We do the external analysis, we conduct internal analysis. External analysis means, okay, what is happening outside? What is happening outside? And maybe you can understand this GP지기. GP지기 100점 불태. GP지기. 지기 100점 불태. Okay. 8. No, that's 2. That's you 한점. Work, please work. Give me a second. Okay. GP지기. 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 Exactly. Yeah, Kira. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, GP지기. Yeah, that's GP지기. Okay. So what is this? What does that mean? No what? No what? No others. Okay. No others. That means we conduct external analysis in order to know others. Okay. Right. External. No others. No others. What is now happening outside? What is now happening outside? Okay, that is no others. Okay, good. On the other hand, what is this? 지기. No what? No oneself. No myself. No oneself. Know yourself. You sure? Okay. In order to know yourself, what should I do? Internal analysis. Internal. Okay. So what am I? Who am I? What is now happening within my boundary? we do this. Okay? In order to conduct, in order to know ourselves, in order to know others, okay? So we conduct external analysis, we conduct internal analysis. That's it. Okay, when we do external analysis, internal analysis, when we know the GPGE, okay, what will happen? What will happen? When we know ourselves, when we know the others, when we know ourselves, what? No, we cannot win. No, we cannot win. No, that's another. No, we cannot win. That's not enough. No, we cannot win. We can avoid risk. Oh, we cannot win, but at least we will not lose. It's different, okay? Not losing is one thing, winning is another thing, okay? However, when we conduct external analysis, when we conduct internal analysis, when we get to know ourselves, when we get to know the others, we will not lose. It's different, okay? We will not lose. That's it. In order to win, we must have extra something. We call that is a strategy formulation. Strategy formulation and the strategy implementation. We need strategy formulation. We need to exercise that. We must implement that kinds of the strategy in order to win. However, in order to win, we must not to lose. This is the process of the strategy management. Okay. External analysis, and then we will do the forces at the work, industrial analysis, opportunity, threat, internal analysis. We will conduct the performance analysis, business system capability analysis, and the resources analysis, whatever. Then that help us to not to lose. Okay, not to lose. 백전불태. Yeah, 백전불태. Okay, not lose. However, in order to win, we must build up right business strategy. Okay, strategy formulation is one thing. Generation of the strategic options, evaluation of the strategic options, and the choice and the commitment is a strategy formulation. We will do that. Then, when we define our strategy, when we set up our strategy, we must do it. Idea is one thing. Execution is another thing. Knowing is one thing. Doing is another thing. There are a big gap. Knowing, doing gap. Jeffrey Pepper, okay? And my professor's professor, Jeffrey Pepper, he was a teacher at the University of Illinois, and then he moved to the Stanford University. Whatever. Jeffrey Pepper wrote a book, Knowing, Doing Gap. Knowing is one thing. Doing is totally different thing. Strategy formulation is just using our knowledge and the defining of something, or knowing. However, implementation is totally different thing. In order to win, we must set up our strategy. We must do it. Okay? And the implementation, detail, action plan, responsibility and the timing, monitor and the feedback, overall management. Execution. Okay, so these are the general steps. These are the general steps of the business problem solving. Okay, so this is just a simple introduction of the how we can solve a business problem by using a certain way of the doing. Then, in order to complete this kind, in order to step on this kind of the processes, okay, we can use many tools. We can use many tools. Don't worry, we have tons of thousand tools, and then out of the many tools, I choose a few number of the most essential tools. Okay, and if you have this kind of the essential tools, that will be fine. That will be the nice start. That will be the nice start. Okay. That's it. Then I will go one by one. I will go step by step. Okay, so what kinds of the tools we can use to complete this kind of the processes, and then we will start with the defining a problem. In the defining a problem, maybe we can use that the KT problem analysis and the KT situation appraisal, affinity diagram, logic tree. And the Kurt Lewis, the force field analysis we can use. And absolutely, this is one of my most favorite, the business problem identification tools, Toyota's, the 5 ways, 5 whys, okay? And there is a Ishikawa fishbone diagram, to identify the root cause of the problem. And absolutely, to solve the problem, we must set the goals, and the goal setting, there must be the hierarchy of goals. And there is a vision mission statement writing, and then the Kaplan's BSC. And there is a managerial analysis, external analysis, and internal analysis. And by the way, so the most general, the analysis tool in the business problem solving is 2x2 matrix. 2x2 matrix. If there is no analysis tools, okay, we just simply start with 2x2 matrix. That's most common. Okay, if you have no idea, start with drawing the 2x2 matrix. That's a very nice start of the business analysis. Whatever. External analysis, and I will introduce the Michael Porter's 5 forces model and the scenario planning and the strategic group analysis and the internal analysis. We have a Porter's value chain analysis, which gives the value curve analysis, to identify the blue ocean. And there must be in the internal analysis, we must have a good understanding of our money. To identify what is the money problem, we usually use that ROIC analysis, and we make a competition, we make a comparison, and we make a benchmark, and by using the Kaplan's BSC, maybe we can compare with a few of the KPI. And to formulate a strategy, we have a few number of the good framework like a BCG matrix. Absolutely, the SWOT analysis is one of the most popular the strategy formulation tool that integrate and synthesize the internal and the external analysis. Absolutely, I love this. Is one of my favorite, the McKinsey portfolio strategy analysis, and Porter's different type of the competitive advantage tools will help us. Okay, and Omai Genich's product market segmentation tools will help us to identify the specific market. And the Kotler's attack and the options, that is the marketing strategy. And McKinsey 7S, and absolutely, when we have this kind of analysis, we can build up the action plan. Action plan, growth strategy, Gantt chart, PERT chart, and we can use a few number of mappings, and in order to make a presentation and in order to make a PowerPoint communication, we start with how to write an email. And there must be the 1-page proposal in the business world. How many pages we need? Just 1 page. 1-page proposal and the business plan competition template. And absolutely, we love to make organizational structure, key sentences, and then a few number of the communication tools we can use. And then there must be the self-management. I will introduce my tools of the energy planner. Okay, and we will go one by one. Don't worry. Okay, we will learn this kind of the tools. This is most essential tools. Okay, if you can deal with this kind of tools, if you have this kind of tools on your hand, if you get familiarized with this kind of a tool use, okay, many problems you can address easily. Okay, yeah, that's it. Today that's almost done. That's done. Okay, so far, any question? Any question? Okay, nope. Okay, so far okay. Yeah, I'm sorry for this situation. Okay, remote. I love to have a face-to-face. However, yeah, what can we do? Okay, so something is better than nothing. Something is better than nothing. How is your day? Not good. You know, I'm in the faculty housing. And I stay here, and I cannot go out. I cannot go out. However, yeah, I'm okay. So how was your day? That must be terrible, but alright. That will be fine. That will be fine. Don't worry. Okay. So we got an email, we got a notice, and that we will have 5 days of the mandatory quarantine. Wake up super. Yeah, 8:30. Hope to see you. Oh yeah, we will do that. We will do. Don't worry. Okay. So yeah, this will go away. This will pass. Okay. So yeah, fortunately, the situation is not getting incremental. Okay, so that's manageable. That's controllable. Okay, we just follow the authorities' guidelines, and they are trying their best. Okay, so we appreciate that, and we just try. And however, if there is anything we can negotiate, we must try. Okay, we must help each other. However, okay, if there is anything I can help you, even though I'm in the quarantine, okay, if you need my smile, if you need my positivity, okay, just let me serve you. Don't worry. That's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. Don't worry, my babies. Okay, good. That's it. Don't worry. I will see you on Wednesday. I will see you on Thursday. Okay, I will see you on Thursday. Don't worry. It's okay. It will be okay. And I will record and I will share this video. Good. Thank you. And I will see you. Bye-bye. Yeah, I will see you. Bye. Bye-bye. Bye, Rebecca. Bye, Ashley. Bye, Amber. Amber? Celeste. Bye, Celeste. Bye, Olivia. Bye-bye. Oh, where is